So this one is an interesting question. Why is the core of the unrest in the world revolve around religious beliefs? That's an important question. And I'm sure every religion has their own answer to it. The short answer in the Christian religion to that question is human sin. We take something like grace, which is an amazing concept, unique to the church. Jesus dies on the cross for the sake of the world, just because of who God is. You're forgiven and loved eternally just because of who God is, not because of who you are or what you've done or what you haven't done. We take that and we absorb it into the realm of the human sphere, and now we start building more rules around it, and we start lording it over other people, and it becomes not Christianity preaching a God of grace, but Christianity becoming an imperialist power, enforcing a God of grace among people that don't believe. And so we're at a point of retaliation in society now, with the rise of atheism fighting against not Christianity itself. I think what atheism fights against is a misunderstanding of Christianity that's been put out there. Like I said, the one unique thing that Christians have is a God of grace. No other religion proclaims that. There's always some other track to earn redemption, whether it's Buddhism, Jainism, Mormon, Islam. The God of grace is uniquely Christian. The problem is we take that, and all religions do. We take that and we try to force it on the other by any means necessary. And so now we're back to our old human sin problem, where the world is run by force. And so we confuse religion with, confuse religion with, I don't know if you could call it tribalism or nationality or imperial power. And that becomes a major, major issue. You know, major wars are often started in the name of one religion against the other, or you know, we have the authority from our God to do this, and it actually bounds down to a fundamental problem of human sin. We want the control for ourselves, and when groups of like-minded people with a common banner unite together, they collectively want the power for themselves against others. And so you have warring factions developing because of that. And so it's not necessarily the religion is the problem, but it's that religion is a tool used by our human sin to create that problem. One of the hardest things is that Jesus lived by his own rules. Jesus said, turn the other cheek if someone strikes you. Jesus said, those who lose their life for my sake will gain it. Jesus loses his life for the sake of all of creation. Jesus doesn't fight back. He does that for exactly what we talked about last week, about why Jesus had to die. He does that because in that process it exchanges his life for ours. So that when we were destined for death and destruction, we have a God that's revealed himself as a God who loves us, whose initial point of creation was for us to be in relationship eternally, because God is in relationship with us. We don't have a God that's out to get us. And yet we take that God and we go out to get others, whether it's simply judging them for their behavior, or whether it's going to war at other religions because ours is the superior one. Yes, Christianity is exclusive. I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's what Jesus said. Jesus is the truth. There is no way around that. But how do we go about communicating that truth? Do we go about it through force? That's been tried. don't know if anybody remembers the Crusades or the Spanish Inquisition, not personally, of course, but a lot of horrible things happened in the name of bringing people to Christ. Proclaiming the grace of God through torture isn't really the best strategy, though, I would say. And so now we're at a point of, well, what do we do as the church? Because the church is actually weakening in America. And what you're seeing is the rise of atheism. And what's going on is you've got a rebellion against the institutional church based on what the institutional church became, not what it represents. What the institutional church continues to represent is a God of grace. But how we as sinful humans have latched onto that institutional church to try to accomplish our means of control, that's what's causing the problem. Any questions based on that? Okay. I think I'll leave that one at that.